Welcome back to Cocktails with Kurt. This is episode 23, where today we're doing a twofer. Our featured cocktails are The Last Word and Last of the Oaxacans. I hear some similarities there. Kurt, tell us about it.
Okay. Well, the Last Word was developed during Prohibition era at a place called the Detroit Athletics Club.
Yes, I had my junior prom there.
Yes, indeed. Cool.
All right.
So you were in a speakeasy, I guess.
I did not have a last word on that night. I might have had the last word, but I didn't have a last word. Let's talk no more about my prom. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So the Last Word was a Prohibition era cocktail developed in Detroit. The Last of the Oaxacans is a riff on The Last Word that was developed at the Last Word Bar.
The Last Word Bar, where's
that?
In
Livermore, California. I don't know that it's still there anymore.
Huh, okay. Okay, so what do these drinks have in common and what do they have different?
Okay, so they're very close to identical. The Last Word, the original, is gin and maraschino liqueur, both of which we've used before. Green Chartreuse, which I don't think we've used yet. And then lime juice. And then the only difference is that the Last of the Oaxacans swaps mezcal for the gin.
Okay, so let's talk about some of these new ingredients. At least we think we're new. Tell us a bit about Chartreuse.
Okay, Chartreuse is an herbal liqueur along the same vein as some of the ones we've done recently that are herbals. Suddenly I can't remember.
Well, we did Jägermeister, for example.
We did the Jaeger, yeah. It's in the same class as the Jaeger. It's going to be a digestif. It's very very floral. Tons and tons of botanicals going on. This one has been around for hundreds of years, literally.
I'm not sure I would say floral. It reminds me of pine needles.
Well, that too.
But there's another Chartreuse bottle behind you, and we don't generally have doubles there on the bar. So tell us how that one is different from the one that's already on the bar. This
one is green Chartreuse. This is yellow Chartreuse. The big difference is the botanicals are a little bit different. I remember when I was a kid, I kind of snuck sips of both of these ones. And on my probably 10-year-old palate, I wasn't enticed to keep drinking them because I thought of this one as being pine needles and this one as being dried out pine needles.
Oh, awesome. That sounds so appealing. Right.
But, so there's a definite difference in flavor because even then I could tell
even a 10-year-old can discern it.
Even a 10-year-old can discern the difference. My palate has evolved a little bit since then.
I'm glad to hear that. So the Chartreuse is in both versions of this?
Yes. Okay.
And so Last of the Oaxacans, obviously Mezcal is in that drink as opposed to the Last Word. So tell us a little bit about Mezcal.
Mezcal is a broad term of which tequila is part of it. So just like Scotch and bourbon and rye are all whiskeys, tequila are mezcals. Mezcal, there are a lot of things that differentiate what makes a tequila different from a generic mezcal, and it can be more specific ingredients, where it's distilled, how it's distilled. So there are a lot of factors, but they're both agave based. The mezcal, what's listed as mezcal, tends to be a little bit smokier, but they've got a similar flavor profile, but they're also quite different.
You know, it would be interesting with that explanation. I wonder if we could make a last of the something else with tequila. You know?
We probably could.
Well, not today.
Not today.
Okay, so let's get the show on the road.
All right. So this is another one like one we did a couple of episodes ago.
Time has no meaning right now.
Yeah, and time has no meaning. This one is nice and easy.
Pandemic time.
This one is nice and easy to make because all proportions are exactly the same. That
was true of something else we recently made.
We just did one, and I can't remember which one it was.
I can't either.
So.
Oh boy. Was it the bamboo?
Yeah, it was the bamboo.
That was episode 22.
Yeah, what we just did.
We just recorded it a couple days ago.
So we're doing 3/4 of an ounce of everything.
But everything, but just to be clear, one shaker will have gin, one will have mezcal, and then the rest of the ingredients are the same.
So gin is on the left, or on my left, your right. Mezcal on the other.
So we're not experts by any stretch in mezcal and tequilas, but we have found some really
I'm going to put that over there.
Interesting and delicious ways to drink mezcal other than just on its own.
Yes,
there's another drink we like called Oaxacan ice water that we'll have to try sometime. And also we have added it to cocoa.
Oh yeah. We learned that from our favorite Mexican restaurant in town, DC. So this is 3/4 of an ounce of maraschino.
Yes, it was the waiter at OMO who suggested that.
Yes.
And it was delicious. We should also note, I guess, the Oaxacan refers to Oaxaca, Mexico, which is, I don't know if it's the primary area for tequila and mezcal, but in any event, a significant producer of tequila and mezcal.
So 3/4 of an ounce of Chartreuse. I hope I have enough. Just barely.
Another bottle bites the dust.
Another bottle bites the dust. Gonna have to replace that one. And then 3/4 of an ounce of lime.
So this will be shaken because it's got the citrus juice.
Yeah.
Isn't that music to your ears?
It is a good sound.
It is a good sound. Second only to the glug glug of wine being poured. So, what is this glass called?
This is the Nick and Nora.
And what's the origin of that name?
The name got attached to it based on its use in movies from, I think, 30s and 40s. But it's a classic design. I think technically it's considered a coupe.
Yeah, I like those coupes that look more like champagne saucers better, as you know.
Yes. But part of my goal as an aesthetic is to get these close to the top without making it hard to drink from them. So
I see.
The small coupes are too small, the big coupes are too big. So this gives us a nice middle point.
Well, it looks like you succeeded there.
And then the garnish is a maraschino cherry. So the last word, the last of the Oaxacans.
Cheers.
Cheers.
They're both good, very different. I really like the smoky characteristic of this.
Yep, I agree. And for the gin, just based on what's going on here, the Chartreuse is a very, very strong flavor. So I think while there are lots of different characteristics for gin, you want something that's got a nice forward juniper flavor. So the Gordon's is really good. We've got several that we could try with this, and we probably should, just for full understanding of the cocktail. But something that's like a Bombay Sapphire, which is a lot more subtle, I think would not work as well, just because the Chartreuse in itself would overpower it.
And the subtlety would be wasted.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, well with that, cheers.
Cheers.
See you
We'll see you next time.